Hey, this is D Wong Wei Videos. Today we're going to talk about jigs. If you're looking to go fishing, one of the best lures to go and use and catch lots of fish, especially striped bass, maybe some big salmon, would be using a jig. If you're going to fish jigs, got to have a boat. The only way, get a little aluminum boat, anything, float around and drop some jigs. So let's talk about what type of jigs I would recommend if you're out fishing with kids or just out fishing, trying to catch some striped bass in the Delta or some salmon in the Sacramento River. So let's take a look at a couple ones. One of the favorite ones that I like to fish with is this one right here. This is a steelhead lure, steelhead color. One of the main forages, striped bass, is going to be steelhead. So you want something that looks like a rainbow trout color. So this is a 2 ounce, 2.5 ounce jig. We have different colors. This is old-fashioned Gibbs minnow. This is the original. I've been fishing for 30 years on the Sacramento River. This is one of my favorite colors, a little chartreuse and white. I would fish this on lighter days. So it's a really sunny day, I'd go something lighter. Also dark days creates a little visual stimulation for the salmon. I would definitely use this for salmon and striped bass, great color. So we have colors all over, some are shinier. But my main choice on how to choose would be whether to go really dark or really bright or something that's shiny. And those are the three different ones. So a lot of times I'm fishing with 2 kids, so I actually have 3 jigs down there, and if my partner Matt's out there, the grandpa's with us, we have 4 jigs, so we can drop a different one. If they're hitting a certain one more than others, then we're gonna all switch to that color. So that's why I have so many jigs hanging around. This is a really I mean, if you're looking for a top color and just, I don't know, confidence bait for salmon, also striped bass in the Delta, this is something, it's a hunter green, has a little dark color here. That's something that is just a killer color. This is, I call the Mr. Ma lure. He recently passed away, but this is always going to be the Mr. Ma lure, because every time I saw him out there jigging for striped bass or salmon, that was the color he had. So I'm going to pass on his little secret. Anyways, another thing you can do is sometimes you can bend them, and if you bend them a little bit, you know, they just have a different flutter. So you're popping them up and you're fluttering it down. So sometimes you can slow the flutter rate by bending these things. All right, so we have different sizes. We have different shapes. So this is a really big, heavy one right here. So we'd use that for in the ocean. Get that thing down there, the rock cod. This is old school. This was what made me start thinking about doing a jig video, because there's so many new jigs besides the old metal shiny one. Here's one that we used on Lake Tahoe a lot for kokanee, Mackinac. Drop that sucker down there. You can actually connect it. You got a little way to connect it to a minnow, and you drop a minnow on there. So there's all kinds of different ones, different sizes. Here's a big one for lingcod. Okay. So what do you choose? You choose one. If you're Sacramento River, I would do a 2 ounce Gibbs minnow, or 2.5 ounce, nothing really much bigger. You want your jig to vertically drop straight up and down. You don't want it to be lower than your boat. So if you're drifting downstream, and we drift, you drift a good 100 yards, you want to bounce the bottom with your jig. Okay, so you want a jig that's heavy enough, okay, that gets down and your line is vertical as possible. If it's too light, it's going to push downstream. Okay, if it's too heavy, it's going to stay upstream, and heavy lures means a lot of snags. So don't go too heavy. All right, so 2 ounces is perfect. Anyways, I hope that helps. That's jigs. If you want to catch a lot of fish, take kids out to the Delta. I fish around anywhere in the Delta. Get around current, drop it down there. Kids love to fish for striped bass. We get 3 or 4 going, double hookups. It's nothing like it. All right, hope this helped. This is D Wong Wei. Take it easy.